Hey, welcome to my sunroom. My name is Rich, and I am happy that you are here. Yoga changed my life, and I think that it could change yours too. Today, we have a really nice balanced class. This is a 20-minute strength session flow. So, if you were to put me on the spot and ask me to teach a yoga class with no preparation, this would probably be the one. You can grab a block if you'd like, it's always optional. So, come to a comfortable seat, maybe elevating the hips onto the block if you're using it. We'll take a nice big breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, let it go out through the mouth. Take a moment to find stability on top of the block, maybe roll forward and back on the sitting bones, and then come to stillness. Root down through the sitting bones, so feel the connection into the earth or into your block, and allow the spine to stack in its natural curvature. In yoga, we talk about Sushumna Nadi, which is the central energetic channel that runs along the spine. Throughout today's practice, we'll focus on creating length, stability, and alignment so the body can better support that flow of energy through the channel. Take your next exhale out through the mouth, seal the lips, bring both palms together in front of the heart, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and drop the forehead down to the fingertips. Take a moment to honor whatever it is that brought you to the mat today. Beautiful. Next exhale, float the fingertips down to the knees. We'll come up off that block and make our way into tabletop position. Spread your fingertips wide, take the knees directly below the hips, and press evenly through all four corners of the palms. Bring a little bit of weight into the fingertips as you roll the shoulders just in front of the wrists. And then roll it back. Bring the weight into the heels of the hands as the shoulders move behind the wrists. So keep rolling back and forth. We're taking a moment to get a sense of the weight distribution through the palms, as well as warming up at our wrists. Settle back in center, stack the shoulders directly above the wrists, and press firmly into the base of the fingers as you spread the fingertips nice and wide. Again, our knees are directly below the hips. Begin to take circles in either direction with the hips. And continue to make those circles as we notice if you're hyperextending through the elbows here. Wrap the triceps in towards one another so that the eyes of the elbows face the front of the mat, and we can maintain some buoyancy in your arms. And all that means is we're keeping an active engagement at the elbow joint, so we're not locking out. Reverse the circle if you haven't already. Beautiful. Then settle back to center. We'll draw the belly button gently towards the spine and broaden across your upper back. Press the heart up between the shoulder blades. On the inhale, drop the chest through the shoulders and tilt the tailbone towards the sky for cow pose. On the exhale, press the floor away, hug the belly button to spine, and let that be the motion that rounds you into a cat. We'll keep this going at your own pace with your own breath. Keeping in mind, if you're hyperextending through the elbows, I'd encourage you to keep a soft bend here. Let yourself be a little bit, pliable. Maybe rock the hips from side to side or find circles through the neck. Then come back to center. Tuck the toes. Draw the inner thighs together like there's a yoga block between them. Press into the palms. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, keep the shoulders stacked above the wrists. Hover the knees about 2 inches off the mat. Spread evenly through all 10 toes, grounding down through the pinky side of the feet. Keep hugging everything in towards the midline. That's that zip up through the abdominals. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, draw the right heel towards the right glute. Inhale, release. Big breath in and out. On your next exhale, draw the left heel towards the left glute. Shoulders stay stacked directly above the wrists. Inhale here. And as you exhale, release the foot, drop the knees down to the mat. Bring the big toes together and take the knees as wide as your mat. Drop the belly button down between the thighs to come into child's pose. Roll shoulders away from ears and seal your forearms into the mat. So the space between the elbows and the wrists stay grounded. Spread your fingertips wide. Maybe massage the forehead gently into the mat. As you inhale, bring the gaze forward and tent the fingertips. So come high onto the tips of your fingers. And as you exhale, reseal the forearms down. Spread the palms into the earth like you're spreading butter across the mat. With the breath, inhale, come high onto the fingertips. Gaze goes forward. Exhale, spread the palms down, drop the forehead onto the mat. One more time. Inhale, come high onto the tips of the fingers. Exhale, Spread wide, drop the forehead. Beautiful. All right, inhale, roll all the way up and through. Come onto your toes. Draw the inner thighs towards one another. Lift the tailbone up and back for your first downward facing dog. Keep a heavy bend in the knees here. So once more, notice what you're doing automatically in the hands and the arms. We have a tendency to lock out here, so again, keep buoyancy through the elbows as you drop shoulders away from ears. Roll the shoulder heads away from the ears. Spread the fingertips wide, press evenly through all four corners of the hands and the fingertips. I have a tendency to come up off my fingertips. And so what we're trying to do is distribute the weight evenly so that we're not dumping into the wrists. All right, on the inhale, come high onto the balls of the feet, lift your tailbone high. Bend the knees so you can find the natural curves of the spine. And keeping the thighs and tailbone exactly where they are, begin to move your heels towards the back of your mat. So instead of thinking about dropping the heels down, think about reaching them back. It's a lot of length here, right, in both directions. So both from the tailbone running down all the way through the heels, and then also we're drawing energy up from the hands all the way up the spine towards the sky. All right, slowly walk the hands back to meet the feet, forward fold to the back of your mat. Find a heavy bend in the knees. Inhale to drag the palms slowly up the front of your body, bit by bit, and let the head come up last. Mountain pose. Feet are hips distance apart. Find that little word of the day, buoyancy, in the knees. As you inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Look up towards your thumbs. Exhale, swim the arms down through center and fold forward. Inhale, extend through the crown of the head, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward and come into plank. We'll pause here. So once more, the shoulders are stacked directly above the wrists. Hug the belly button into the spine so the hips are in line with shoulders and heels. One flat surface. We'll take a moment here. Take a look down at the hands. You're spreading evenly through the fingertips. Roll the shoulders away from the ears the same way we've been doing. And you'll find a little bit of a screwing motion. So we're sort of screwing like we are opening pickle jars, screwing the hands in towards one another. And that's just so that we bring our arm strength online. We're fully engaged. We're not dumping into our joints. All right. Gaze goes over to the left hand. Continue to feel that thumb rotate slightly inward. And now come on to the sides of the feet. Lift the left hip and stack the right leg on top of the left for side plank. If you're stable here, you can bring that right arm up and overhead, keeping shoulders stacked on top of one another. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, bring it down through center plank. Take it to the other side, screw the right hand down into the mat, and roll over onto the sides of the feet. Stack left hip over right. If you're stable here, go ahead and bring that left arm up and overhead. Side plank on the second side. Big breath in. Exhale to come back through center plank. Lower all the way down. Hips, chest, and chin are going to touch the mat at the same time. Bring tops of the feet to the earth. Zip the thighs towards one another so we're maintaining activity through the legs. As you inhale, lift the heart forward. Baby cobra. Exhale, lower the forehead down. Then all at once, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Seal the lips. Take 5 breaths in and out through the nose. On your next inhale, bring the gaze between the palms. Exhale, come high onto the balls of the feet, and keep lifting your hips high as you walk all the way to the front of the mat, forward fold. Heavy bend in the knees. Inhale to press the floor away. Drag the palms up the front of the body. It's like you're painting a wall with your hands. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and away. Tadasana. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Biceps are in line with ears. Wrap the triceps in so you can feel the shoulder heads move away from the ears. Straighten through the arms. Bring the weight into the heels and send the tailbone back for chair pose. Take a look down at your feet. We're keeping the knees in line with one another. So we're moving from the hips as opposed to knees here. Squaring at the hips, finding a little bit of action as you draw the hips in line and then draw the thighs in towards one another. Big breath in, exhale for a forward fold, inhale for a halfway lift. As you exhale, step back to plank or hop through to chaturanga. If you hop, make sure you land with bent elbows. Shoulders are no lower than elbows. Tops of the feet come to the mat. Inhale, lift up for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, swim the right knee down through center. Pause here, hugging the right knee up into your chest. Shoulders are stacked above the wrists. Take the right knee over to the right tricep. Bring it back through center. Now, without dropping the hips, take the right knee over to the left tricep. Then back through center. Plant the right foot directly underneath the right knee. All right, take a look at your left foot. Step it about 1.5 inches off to the side and plant it at a 45-degree angle. We're getting set up for Warrior One. On the inhale, lift the arms all the way up and overhead. Drag the left hip forward as you pull the right hip back, so we're squaring the hips the best that we can towards the front of the mat. Press through the outer edge of your left foot. Right knee is stacked directly above the right ankle. Wrap the triceps in so you can feel the shoulder head stabilize. I have a tendency here to let the front ribs pop out, so I'm going to draw the front ribs back underneath the shoulders, so that way I'm not putting too much pressure on my lower back. We want a nice neutral lower back. All right, swing the arms behind you, interlace the fingertips with left thumb on top. Press the knuckles toward the floor and then lift the sternum towards the sky. So if we're going for a little bit of a back bend here, it's in our upper back, not our lower back. We have the option to stay here or melt the right shoulder toward the inside of the right thigh, humble warrior. Seal the lips. Even though we're in an asymmetrical pose, keep drawing the inner thighs in towards one another. Awesome. Press the floor away with that front foot. Inhale to reach the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, float the fingertips down and frame your right foot. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Screw the left hand down into the mat. Inhale, lift the right arm up for a twist. Keep lifting the hips high and dragging them in line with one another. Pause here for a breath. And then take a look at the left hand. Keep screwing it into the mat so you're nice and stable through the shoulder. Take a big breath in, keep the hips high. And as you exhale, step the right foot back for side plank. You can keep both feet on the ground or stack the right foot on top of the left. Screw the left hand down into the mat. Right arm is up and overhead. And then option to lift the right leg if you'd like. With control, as you exhale, make your way back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale to lower halfway. Rise into upward facing dog on the inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, that left leg lifts up behind you. Exhale to swim the left knee down through center, hugging left knee into your chest. Pause here for a moment. Shoulders are still stacked directly above the wrists. Take the left knee over to the left tricep. Big breath in. Exhale, take it through and over to the right tricep without dropping your hips. All right, bring it back through center. Plant your left foot down. Take a look at the right foot. Step it about 1.5 inches to the right and plant it at a 45-degree angle. Left knee is stacked directly above the left ankle. As you inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. Pull the left hip back, the right hip forward to square the hips. Wrap the triceps in towards one another. Notice the front ribs are flaring out. If so, draw the belly button to the spine so you have a nice neutral torso. Natural curvature of the spine, right? Press through the outer edge of the right foot as you continue to square the hips towards the front of the mat. Big breath in here. Exhale, bring the hands behind you. This time, take the right thumb on top. Press the knuckles down toward the earth. Inhale to lift the sternum up. Exhale, option to melt the heart forward, left shoulder to the inside of the left thigh for humble warrior. Breathe here. Seal the lips. Inhale and exhale out through the nose. With control, release the hands. Inhale to bring the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, float the fingertips down and frame the left foot. We're on the ball of the right foot now. Screw the right hand down into the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm up for a twist. See if you can square the hips so we're not losing that here. Pause here for a breath. Take a look down at that right hand. Keep screwing it into the mat so we're nice and stable through the shoulder. You can feel the top of the arm stabilizing in the shoulder joint. We want to keep the hips high here. Big breath in and exhale as you step the left foot back, maybe stacking it on top of the right for side plank. Left arm comes up. Option to stay here, or we can lift the left foot, flexing through the left toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring it down for plank. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale to lift up to upward facing dog. Exhale, move the hips up and back. Keep the tailbone high. Downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths in and out through the nose. From downward facing dog, come high onto the tips of your toes. And with an exhale, gently float the knees down, child's pose. Nice and easy. You can relax through the arms, the forehead here. Take a couple massages of the forehead against the mat. Good work. Begin to deepen your breath, drawing in through the nose and then all the way down into the tummy. Imagine this softness in your spine as you gently roll all the way back up. And come to an easy cross-legged seat on your mat. All right, we will find our seated twist. So we'll begin by rolling the shoulders away from the ears, ground down through the sitting bones, and lift up from the crown of your head like you're being pulled up by a string. All right, so inhale, keep all that length. And in your mind's eye, bring your attention to your pelvic floor. On the exhale, begin turning at the belly button, rotating towards the right side of the room. And then the upper ribs will follow. Then the sternum. Then the shoulders. And the head follows last. Oftentimes we lead with the head. Here we're taking the twist from the ground up. We're maintaining length and creating stability as we twist. Big inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly unwind. Come back the same way that you entered. So head, shoulders, sternum, upper ribs, and finally the belly button returns to center. Reset here. Find a nice inhale to find length. And as we exhale, gently take it to the other side, beginning at the belly button, then the upper ribs, the sternum, the shoulders, and lastly, the head. Deep breath in here. Exhale to bring it back through center. Roll yourself gently down onto your back, bend the knees, and take the feet as wide as the mat. The knees will fall in towards one another. Take a moment here to seal the tailbone and the lower back against the mat. Should feel good. And then drop the knees over to the right. Option to stay here. Maybe you stack the right ankle directly above the left knee for a little bit of a bind. And option, if you'd like, you can press gently into the ball of the left foot. You find a little bit more sensation, a small opening through the left hip flexor. This is a crowd pleaser. This is a fan favorite. Big breath in. As you exhale, slowly unwind, draw the knees back through center, and then take them over to the left. Same options to build, maybe stacking the left ankle on top of the right knee, maybe pressing gently into the ball of the right foot, finding a little more opening through the right hip. Deep breath in. Exhale to bring the knees back through center. And with control, extend the legs out long. Let the arms rest at the sides. We come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So take this moment as a mental, energetic, and physical pause. Allow the mind and body to integrate all the work that we just put in. And maybe notice if all that length and stability and alignment that we explored throughout practice created a little bit more space along the spine. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. If you'd like to close your practice now, we can begin to deepen the breath. Find a little bit of movement through the fingers and the toes, and gently make your way back to a comfortable seated position. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. We'll bring thumbs to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Thumbs to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communication. And take the thumbs to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I will see you next time.